That's right. We just heard the speeches here at the governor's mansion on Capitol Street. Chants of Black Lives Matter and no justice, no peace, and very passionate speeches about equality in this country and how Mississippi, if Mississippi gains equality, then it will join the rest of the world. That is the message that people are sending today. We're seeing the march. They started at the Capitol. They made the turn onto Congress Street, and now they're heading that way towards City Hall. They're going to make a loop around downtown, going towards the Capitol building, and then they're going to continue the march. One thing is interesting. I heard one person say to me as they listened to 5 or 6 very impassioned speeches, they noticed that the windowsills of the governor's mansion are closed. The person I talked to suggested that the governor should have been sitting out on the porch and listening to what fellow Mississippians have to say about what's happened in this country since the death of George Floyd. Back to you, Megan.
Thank you. And I mentioned our own Scott Simmons is not too far from Troy, just a few blocks away, also in this big crowd. Scott, what are you seeing?
Well, right now we're passing about a block or 2 away from City Hall. We're going to talk to one of the people taking part. What's your name, ma'am?
Hi, my name's Donna Frank.
Donna, what brought you down here?
I think everybody's important. And I think until we treat everybody like they're important, none of us are important.
You think people are hearing that message?
I don't know what message they're hearing. I think there's a lot of messages coming out. I'm here because I'm white, and I think if people that look like me don't speak up, people that don't look like me will never have a chance.
Thanks a lot for talking to me, Ms. Don. I appreciate you. So we're walking down, and nice, calm, peaceful walk, familiar face. Hey, babe. And you mind, ma'am, would you mind talking to me? What's your name?
Sandra Campbell.
Sandra, what brings you down here?
Just wanting great protection, equal justice for all.
You think that message is lost? That that's not the case today?
I don't think so. I don't think so, because we're pressing on and we're making sure that this takes place.
What do you think can be done differently?
Just for people to see us, hear us, know what we're talking about. We're not invisible. We just want what you want, to live properly, have peace, socialize, just everything that any human being would want.
Thanks for talking to me, Ms. Sandra.
Thank you.
Give Chris a chance to turn around and face the other way as we continue to walk. We're approaching Congress, turning back to the backside of City Hall, and giving you a look at some of the people that have come out, lined up along the path. Walk with these protesters, if you want, or people exercising their freedom of speech. But at least we have a breeze out here as we work towards the back of City Hall. Can I talk to you as you walk, sir? Can I talk to you as you walk? Sure. What's your name?
Larry Shaw.
Larry, tell me about what brings you out.
I come out because I am really sick and tired of sitting down and not doing anything. So I feel it's my right to come out and speak my voice because of so much that's going on. And I've got to stand up for my children and my grandchildren. I can no longer sit and watch everything that's going on.
What do you think can be done differently to improve things?
We've got to change people's mind about, basically change their mind, change their heart. You've got to. You got to, this march will do good because it'll make people think about what's going on. It makes them think about what can be done different, you know.
Through that. Thank you, Mr. Larry.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that. So there we are. As you see, now we're moving up to the back of Jackson City Hall. The people are being very calm. They're holding up their signs and they're chanting, no justice, no peace. You see a sign ahead of us that says silence equals violence. And that is the pace we are keeping now as we move through Jackson, watching these people exercise their free speech. Megan, back to you.
Okay, Scott, thank you. Just some of the stories of the many people gathering today in downtown Jackson. Now, we know organizers are planning for the protesters to go on this march through the streets of downtown Jackson and then gather again in front of the governor's mansion for a moment of silence. So we'll be back with you as we keep our eye on what is happening right now in downtown Jackson. Stay with us right here on 16 WAPT. See you soon.